There is a certain like girl you can find home here.
Yes.
There might be 400 other people on this carpet, but in these 2 minutes,
we good.
You good?
I see you.
And that's my favorite part about finding us in all these spaces.
Today we get to talk to someone who has talked to everybody. She has talked to our forever FLOTUS, Michelle Obama. She has talked to global icon Rihanna. She has shared the stage and discussion with VP Kamala Harris. Like she is that girl. She is, and one thing that I really, really love about her, and this is consistent every time I see her, she is literally like a ray of sunshine. And that is why I like to sit near her, talk to her, just look at her pretty face. She's that girl, and we get to talk to that girl. So please, please welcome the one and only Gia Peppers to Choosing Joy Season 1.
What an intro! Thank you. Oh my God.
You're that girl.
Well, ma'am, come on. It takes that girl to know that girl.
Well, you know what? I appreciate that. I'll take it.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Girl, I'm happy you're here.
Me too.
And you just feel like a home girl. And I feel like that's that DC. You from DC?
Very much
born
so.
And raised?
Yes, born and raised DC, and then we moved out to Maryland. So can't forget that's why I always do
moved
the
out
DM.
to who?
Maryland. So if you're from Maryland, if you really are a person from PG County, Mo County, like there's certain counties. I love Baltimore, but I'm not from Baltimore. That's why people always say the DMV because like my family, my mother's a third generation Washingtonian, so I'm way more influenced by DC culture than Baltimore culture. Baltimore culture is actually very different from DC culture.
Really?
So there's a reason why, like if you meet somebody from the area, Maryland, terrible. Like all those things, that's gonna come out. Like when I go home, I love talking to my mom because she's like, "Girl, that was terrible. That was just terrible." So you're doing therapy, like so that's what I love. So yes, when I say Maryland, that's what it's Maryland, but it's Maryland.
Oh my God, I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Shout out to the DMV, period.
Taraji,
Regina Hall, all the girls.
I love it. Oh my God. Okay, so tell me about growing up in that DC, Maryland
Child. Everything.
situation. Like, how did that shape you?
Oh my gosh, it shapes everything about who I am. Like, DC was the chocolate city. So, like, you would walk outside and it would just be black. Baby, I mean, from the time you entered into the corner store to the time you went to the doctor's office to the time you drove down the highway, you would look around and see black faces. And I know that people have a certain view of DC if you look at it from the point of government and politics and it literally being the centralized point of all decisions in this country, right? Yeah. But growing up, DC to me represented a threshold in the spectrum of blackness and black excellence and black life and black struggle and black beauty and black arts. And so I didn't know that I had a cap or a limit because my mom went to Howard, and I rep Howard so hard because I didn't attend school at Howard, I attended life at Howard. So like my mother is a graduate from the dental school, now teaches at the dental school. So like my whole life was Howard, and then her dental office with my godfather is around the corner. From Howard. Yeah. So like when I tell people like no, like I understand that I did not get a degree from Howard just yet, but like when I tell you I went to every arts camp, every writing camp, Girl Scout camp, public speaking camp on Howard's campus, it is the reason why like I go so hard for Howard and HBCUs because they don't just affect the people that are there for 4 years and become official alumni. Yeah. Howard, Spelman, all of them have great impact in the community as well, and it creates this space that is special. Like I didn't grow up not having a black doctor or a black lawyer or a black teacher. Like I honestly had no idea that was rare until I left to go to college, and I was like, well, you ain't never had no black. My mother's a black doctor. All my aunties are black doctors. Like literally, like that was kind of how I grew up in this very beautiful black space. And I also had uncles who were like in a halfway house, like, you know, who were struggling with drug substance abuse and alcoholism. And like, so I saw the gamut of black life. and the importance of giving people grace and the importance of showing up for like who you can be, all you can be too. And so my dad's a journalist, and that's where I got it honest.
Okay.
So my dad is a journalist, and so I grew up watching him report stories for NPR and AP and all these different huge companies, and I understood the importance of having a person that looked like us in the gap for these stories. So like my dad wasn't afraid to come back and tell us like, somebody tried to call Trayvon a thug, and I was like, absolutely not. We're changing that wording in this story. And then I also grew up loving the arts. So like I was the kid that you could not put in timeout because my room was my stage. So like I was like, time out, sure.
Absolutely.
I'll be back. I have a 6 p.m. performance. I'll be back. And then eventually my mother said she would come in and I would be hosting talk shows with my stuffed animals and my dolls. Wow. And when I was a kid, I was not a sleeper, so we would be up watching Arsenio Hall, and some of my first words were like, woo, 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 woo. Come on. It just was all meant to be. I always tell people like it's so much bigger than what like our callings, our purposes are so much bigger than anything that we can even tell in stories. Because there's also this video of my dad telling the newsroom at NPR that I was going to be a broadcast journalist when I was 2 months old. Like he came back and told my mom, we were sitting in our little house, and he was like, I just took Gia into the newsroom today, and I'm just cooing in my little stroller seat. And he's filming. My dad was the guy with the huge cameras in the 90s. He's filming. He's telling my mom, like, yep, took Gia in there, and she told everyone she's going to be a broadcast journalist. Mind you, I couldn't talk. I'm a baby. But I found that video 30 years to the date of the filming, almost like 2-3 days off. And I just had to, like, literally break down in joy and in gratitude for my journey, because it hasn't been easy. Like, I was in a moment where I was like, throw in a towel. Okay, Lord. This is this is clearly not what you want me to do. Yeah. And then I'm cleaning out my phone and I find the video, and it was literally like God being like, "Girl,
thank you, Lord.
This ain't got nothing to do with just you, baby. I'm using you for something that I need." Yeah. And so I hope that answers your question in a long way.
Absolutely. No, it was wonderful, and we always need those gentle reminders as to why God has placed us here.
Come
on. It's never just about what you do in front of a camera. That is literally the smallest part. It is who you are outside of that. It is how you are able to affect somebody in a small exchange. Yeah. I remember giving somebody a hug and they were just like, wow, thank you. I was like, huh? That just really, you don't know how you're touching people, and you don't know how God is using whatever it is to change or shift their day. And so it's always these little reminders that get us back on track, and I really love that. So you got it all honest. You got your love for the arts, you got your love for journalism, entertainment. What was the moment where you felt like, okay, I'm gonna go for it. This is it?
I think growing up, like, thank God for BET in the late 90s, early 2000s. And I didn't realize that 106 and Park started on 9/11, like actual 9/11, 2001.
Wait, really?
Yeah. AJ and Free had talked about it, but they actually started on 9/11. So imagine being a kid and like coming home. I'm sure none of us realized, like, I can't remember being like, oh, I'm going home to watch 106. But I remember never not watching it from the time like I was 11 to 15, 16. Yeah. And I remember watching Free introduce her video for Fighting Temptations. And I was like, that's it. This is what I'm going to do. I could sing, I could dance, I could introduce my own video on my own show. Girl, that's it. And like, that was one of the main reasons. Entertainment journalism wasn't as big when we were coming up. Like, in the last decade, it has become like as crazy as like literally it's all consuming. It's a whole world. But what I love to see is that, you know, now we just have so many more stories and so many more people committed to storytelling. But that was a big moment for me where I was like, oh, I can do this. That is absolutely something I can do. And then it was later confirmed. I went to college at Rutgers University in New Jersey. It was cool, but I chose that school because it was not too far from home, but also not far from New York. So I could intern and work in between classes and do my thing. And when I was coming up, my first internship was under Donnie Simpson at WPGC in DC, which is a radio station. And pretty much, you know, BET, like Rap City Days, Teen Summer Days, everything was filmed in DC. Yeah. Which is why I think that specialness of the network was able to really be founded there. Yeah. Like 106 was the first show they did, if I'm not mistaken, was one of the first shows they did in New York. Yeah. So it became a different energy, but that like grounded connectedness of like the early days of Rap City and all those things were in DC. Yeah. So a lot of the talent who didn't move up to New York at first would be funneled back into local radio. So I got to like sit under people who were the original VJ, like Donnie Simpson. And I remember him creating a space. Like he understood that his radio room in those 4 hours, he determined how a person felt at every time. So like it didn't matter if it was Jill Scott, Kelly Rowland, or the mayor of DC at the time, everybody left feeling lighter. Like you watched them walk out. And Donnie was just this ray of sunshine. And in the times of, you know, all this cutthroat industry stuff and Making the Band was hot and all those shows that was like, you gotta get over the next person, you gotta step on them. Like, Donnie was like, nah, come home and come get some music and feel joy and love. And he just wanted to know how people were doing and what their projects. It was a beautiful, natural curiosity. And so he also affirmed that I could do it with kindness and not just like the cutthroat tone of the industry at the time.
Yeah. That's really, that's special, and it's necessary. You need to be able to see yourself represented.
Speak.
So being able to see Free at that moment and recognize, oh, she does that and can do that. Oh, I can do that too. Right. Like that is what we need growing up, especially as little brown girls. You get to see yourself and be like, oh, well, if they can do it, I can do it. Yeah. But if it's never been done, you know, thank God for trailblazers. But it's like, how many do we need? We got to keep going. We have to keep letting these babies know, whatever your dreams, you got this. We got this.
We got this.
And we're setting that village up for you to continue to succeed.
And that's what I love to see and also am worried about in this time. It's like, at 11 years old, I had Free and 106 to look out. And there was a healthy teen culture. Like I had Bow Wow and Romeo and Raven and Kyla Pratt.
Like Kyla,
Like I had the girls, okay? Like I knew what a teen could be. I knew a teen could be funny and silly and act like she had powers. Like I loved that. I worry about who the teen girls look at right now because there seems to be this real like open black hole for teen content. And you have baby girls who now know how to put on a full face at 11. Better than me. Like you ain't that. But why?
Why?
You're 11.
Why?
This is a long time.
Like, be a baby.
Be a
child.
And I'm like, well, who do y'all look at that's your age?
Yeah.
Or around your age?
Yeah.
Because I remember my teen girlhood was so special. Like, it was just, I was able to be not quite an adult, though I wanted to be very much so.
Sure,
I was like,
course.
Mom, I'm grown.
We always want to be adults until we are adults. And then we're like, can I take a time out?
Them bills don't stop coming. Baby girls, wherever you are, the bills don't stop.
No.
They don't care.
No.
They don't care.
They don't.
Live your life.
Yes.
Live your life.
Yes.
Anyway, yes.
Be happy under your parents' roof. Eat all that food.
and don't complain. They just asked you to come in on time. You know,
that's it. That's it.
Push it sometimes. Look, sometimes you outside and it's fun, okay? Push it sometimes. Just go home safe, okay? And take your grounding. Give that phone away.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
You'll survive. But don't rush. And that's what I worry about when I get on socials and I'm like, damn, you are 12.
Yeah. Yeah. And I imagine having a young girl in this industry feeling like you got to keep up and look like this and do that. And you don't. You don't. You get to just be you. Yeah. And I think we have to take it back to young women realizing who you are, what you are, how you look, all of that is enough.
Come on.
Your uniqueness, your beauty, nobody else can be you but you. And that was something that I loved understanding about myself growing up. And I feel like you have that. Nobody can be you but you. And there's something so special and unique about that. Yeah. So don't give that up. So My question, because I know you said that there was a point where you were thinking, okay, I'm throwing the towel, let this go.
Yeah. Many points.
Many points.
Yeah.
Many points.
Many points.
What has been that latest point of you feeling like, God, is this for me? I need to throw in the towel. And how did you shift that perspective and find a way to choose the joy in the midst of the struggle?
I love this question because if we being 100% honest, I'm
Yes.
in the midst of that right now. Like in a moment where I'm like, okay, this is life. A, B, C, D. Like if I'm looking at a plate of life, I'm at the buffet of life, and I'm like, okay, this is not looking like the same type of plate I used to eat off of, and this is it's like almost like a restructuring time for me, a transition time for me. Like I am no longer the young new girl in the industry. There's a whole new thread of new girls who are killing it and doing amazing. And so I often am like, okay, Lord, like, what do you want me to learn from this moment? And I thank God for therapy. I thank God for prayer. I thank God for church homes. I thank God for people who are around that can give you a soft place to land. Shout out to Jovi and Zane, that's my sis, who is about to put that book out. But a literal soft place to land in the midst of hard moments in your life. What I am grateful for and how I am choosing joy right now is I am so proud that I am not spiraling into a space of feeling like I am not enough. Thank you to the tools that I've learned in 3-4 years of therapy, because usually in these moments of dry periods of things not being as busy, I would be so quick to be like, all right, I'm not enough. This isn't good enough. I'm not doing enough. And now I'm like very curious about what this season is supposed to teach me. So now I'm like, okay, I am tired. So I'm going to take the break of the holidays and this moment to be able to be like, I'm good. I'm going to take a break. But also to really, really understand that there is I will come out on the other side okay, because every single time that I've had this moment, that energy was all consuming until it wasn't. So now I'm like, okay. Girl, we've been through this before. We're not going to spiral. We're not going to give up. We're not going to feel like what we have done isn't enough, or what I have contributed isn't enough, or that my work doesn't matter. But I am going to take this as a moment to step back and re-engage in a way that's more focused on the lessons that I've learned and applying them so that I can be better for myself in the future.
That's really, really good. It's very difficult to feel like you are going through something that you've been through before, and because you question it. It's like, well, did I not learn what I needed to learn, God? Like, this feels like a repeat. And it feels like a true trying and testing of the faith that you already thought you had. And it's like, well, you calling for more.
Hello?
You asking for more.
Hello?
Okay.
One more time. Okay, we're going deeper.
Okay, here we go. But and to be able to do that with grace and with joy, I have found to be difficult. And there was a point where I had to recognize it wasn't just going to come. It was going to have to be a choice I made.
Every day.
When did you realize that joy is a choice that you can make and you have to make daily?
Come on, because I mean, if we look at the world, amen. If we look at the state of the world, if we consume ourselves with all that's going on, there is rare joy. So you have to find it within yourself, within the people that you love, within the people that you surround yourself with on a daily basis. Because if not, this changing, ever frightening world will have you feeling like there's no point in even trying to choose joy.
Absolutely.
Because girl, climate change, presidential races, all types of things. It's so much noise all the time. And so for me, I learned that lesson in the pandemic when it was like, oh, wow. oh wow, the world's done. The world's shut down.
So we just all gonna shut down.
Stop it. And it's not a couple weeks.
Yeah,
we're indefinitely like the world never came back the same. We are not the same.
No.
And I also think that our country and the world did an interesting job of throwing everybody back outside without realizing that none of us are really okay.
Yeah.
Because we didn't get a moment to grieve like pre-2020.
Yeah.
And then 2021,
what was lost?
Like everything, like everything is different.
Everything shifted, changed. We lost things.
Yes, people. Like there was a ticker on the news every day with people passing away.
Yes,
that is not okay
at all.
At all.
And all of it wasn't just from the pandemic,
right? And then we not only had a viral pandemic, we had a racial reawakening. Yes. And then everything switched back, like the pendulum.
So now we're here. We're back out.
And it's
hey guys.
Like, okay.
You ready to go to work? Oh, just kidding. SAG strike. Oh, just kidding. Writer strike.
Oh, just kidding. Companies are now downsizing. DEI, what's that? Oh, it's a bad thing. What? In 2020, everybody was DEI.
Yeah.
What happened to black squares?
Yeah.
We don't have those no more.
Yeah.
Y'all threw them out.
Gone.
Y'all erased them from your phone. Got you. So it's just like a whole different time. And so I am so committed to giving myself grace in this moment and giving others grace too, and being like, you know, I might not have the capacity to show up today. Give me 48 and I'm gonna be the friend you need. And even for myself, like, I don't know if I have the capacity to put on that face today. Give yourself 48. You might need the weekend to literally do nothing. Like, that's okay too. That's a good weekend.
Absolutely.
Like doing nothing.
So then when did the idea for the Healed Girl Era podcast come? Because that is something that I think, at least I can say for me, growing up in Detroit, growing up in church, growing up,
come on in here.
Look, with the people that just had to survive and didn't always have all the tools that we have today. That is very difficult. To talk about what you're going through, to figure out how to navigate in a way that is healthy for you. So when did
that idea come? And it's so wild, it's full circle, because we've shot some episodes in this space, and I love this space because it's so homey and it's such a great space. And I actually sat here with Sarah Jakes Roberts, who her conference is the reason why Healed Girl Era started. Like, God gave me that in the midst of a couple weeks before that. And I was like sitting behind Mama Tina, Miss Tina Knowles. I gotta stop calling her that. You know, growing up, thanks to access granted and all the things, we think we know them, but we don't.
And we don't.
We don't. So I'm over here calling her Mama Tina. That's not my mama. I am so sorry, Gia. That's not your mama. I have a great mama. That's not mine. Miss Tina Knowles. And Mrs. Kelly Rowland and Ms. Michelle Williams were there and praising. And on the way out, Kelly has often been a person that has offered that safe space in a way that is even more heightened because we all grew up loving her. So for her to be like, hey, girl. And really mean it in those spaces where you're like, you're Kelly Rod. And she's like, I love you though. How are you? And she means it. So she was one of the first like big celebrities I met while I was interning at WPGC. So I had seen her for literal like a decade at this point. And so she, you know, was like, Gia, how are you? And I was just like, hey, I don't want to interrupt this flow or whatever that's happening. But I just have to ask you, can I like sit down for like a long form interview with you? I'd love to like really, really sit down with you. And she was like, absolutely. And she gave me her number and I almost dropped my phone. And I was just like, oh, okay, here we go. And I was like, well, it's time to start this podcast. And the idea for it really came because I truly believe that the millennial contribution of making therapy an important necessity for everyone's growth instead of something that's taboo and hush hush and only go if you're quote unquote crazy or unstable, like our old folks used to say, is the greatest thing that we have been able to contribute to the fabric of the Black experience in this country. And I totally believe that millennials kind of stood in the gap to be the generation curse breakers and to be the people that have the time to heal. And that's only because our parents and their parents literally worked so hard to survive and sacrifice that they gave us the time to go to college to study psychology to realize, wait, not talking about things is actually harmful to your body. Like it'll break down neurological and actual systems that are supposed to function because of stress.
Absolutely.
And the things that you aren't saying can literally be...
They just talking in there.
And so we wonder why high blood pressure, diabetes, overeating, these stress ulcers, these things are happening and normal in our community, but it's really not normal. We're just not talking about it. And so for me, a Healed Girl era was the space where we could go through the eras of people's lives, like our public figures, like a Kelly Rowland and like Danielle Brooks and the women that have been on so far, because we still going, but I think, and I want you on there too, we're going to switch sides real quick. But I think what's amazing is to know that like there are also therapists and people who understand the tools that are Black women too. And we are coming into everyone trying to wrap their head around therapy. So what I found is a lot of women who never tried it watch the show and are like, okay, so therapy isn't like the worst decision you can make for yourself. And so I have on Black women therapists who are able to talk us through the tools that we need to help heal ourselves and our folks in our community too. And so it's been an amazing process. It's been an amazing healing work for me. It's a healing exercise, because when you are so used to people calling you for opportunities, you think that anything you make won't resonate in the same way. And so I was like, no one will care if I make a podcast. Like, this is... Girl, don't nobody care. And I finally was able to step out and do something that is fully from me, fully from my heart, fully just something that I want to give to women in the culture. And so it has been a journey, honey. I am learning so much about myself, my work cadences, my people, like what I need from myself, what I'm realistically good at, my strengths and weaknesses. Like I'm learning a lot about being a boss. But it's been amazing, because I get women all the time who hit me up and was like, yo, that interview, it was a full circle moment at Woman Evolve this year, like 2 years later, where a woman came up to me, or a year later, a woman came up to me and was like, I started therapy because of your interview with Lovey Ajayi Jones. And I was just like, heard you, Lord. We gonna keep it, because maybe it's been
It's those little reminders. And it's about starting a conversation. I feel we are very, very similar, because I have often been like, nobody want to hear from me. What are you talking about? And we do. Are they calling about a movie? Are they calling about? But no, it's trusting what God is allowing other people to see through you.
Come on.
And hearing that and recognizing that confirmation. And starting conversations that can allow people to hear something a different way, see it a different way, and change something in their life that is going to take them to that next level where God wants them. It's a choice, man. Joy is I saw this quote, but I'm going to change it, because I like it's joy is not just the journey but the destination. But I'm like, nah, it's not just the destination, it is the journey. Like joy has to be the journey. It really does. If you choose that every day, and it's hard. It is very, very difficult. Very difficult. But if you can find a way to choose it every day, you're going to enjoy the journey that gets you to that beautiful destination. Okay, so one last thing. I'm going to give you 3 prompts.
Okay.
And you can choose one for you, and then you can choose one for me.
Okay.
Be kind.
Okay. Well, that's okay.
So tell me one time you chose joy in your career.
Okay.
Or tell me one time you chose joy in your personal life.
Okay.
Or tell me one time where you were not able to find the joy at all.
Okay. One time, it's only one. Choose one thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, one time I wasn't able to find the joy at all was when my godmother passed away. That was my girl, my bestie, my queen. I was a very shady baby. What did they call Nakavia when me and Kavia was here? I was like, yes, girl, I don't like these people either. But I immediately ran to my godmother. There was something about her that always felt like home. And when you lose that,
Yeah.
In the midst of it, I was 29. It was right before the pandemic, and when you lose that, something about you shifts. Like when you, especially as a person who's grown up in a very deep, loving family and community, you know, like, okay, you look to the north, you got your mommy, you look to this way, you got your auntie, you got your grandma. Like, you know,
you're surrounded.
Who's surrounding you. But when there's a door that's gone now,
it
really does open a feeling of loneliness, even though all the people around you, there's just certain things you imagine. Like, I thought my godmother was gonna be there at my wedding. Like, I really wanted her to see me get a talk show. Like, those are the things. And so the grief, I could not find the joy in losing her. And I think I have learned now to look at it as, thank God I was able to experience her. Thank God I get to love in the way that she taught me to love. Thank God I even knew that she loved me, because I know what love feels like in that way because of her. But man, that first year, those first 2 years, I could not find the joy. I legit remember just like sitting in sadness, sitting in grief, sitting in like the gray of even my own perspective. And then that was 6 months before the world shut down. She passed in 2019. So, baby, the depression is depression. And that's when I realized that I was praying to God, don't wake me up tomorrow. I was like, yeah, baby, we gonna have to go get some help. And with the help, I was able to find the joy again. So for any person that feels like, I'm good if I don't wake up tomorrow, because Dr. Anita talks about this all the time. Like, there's the saved way to realize, there's the saved way of realizing that things aren't right. And you only really know it in yourself, because there's a certain shame attached to church conversations. If you're like, girl, you would never hear somebody say, I asked God not to wake me up tomorrow, unless they're in a very safe space. Because there's a certain shame, like, well, you didn't count on the Lord, you didn't count it all joy, and sometimes you can't.
It just is what it is.
It just is what it is. Like, sometimes it is so hard, and God understood that. Like, I mean, my boy cried out, Lord, why have you given me this cup? Like, like, this is not a thing that people don't understand. But for so long, I think our feelings didn't matter as a community, just because we didn't have the space to. Like literally, you walking outside and somebody might find you as a harmful person because of the color of your skin. You don't have the time to be depressed, baby. You got to get back home to get safe.
You got to keep going.
Right, and I understand that. And so I think when I was able to say, okay, something is really wrong. I don't like this, and this is worse than the depression episodes that I've had before. Let me fight to find help, and my help led me back to joy. And so if you are in that moment, baby girl, go to Therapy for Black Girls, go to Heal Girl Podcast, go to the therapy. There are so many ways to find people who are looking for ways to help you. Even if it's just somebody that you can call and be like, hey, I'm not okay. Even watching this show, like, what we consume in those moments is also very important. So, like, if you find yourself watching one too many episodes of Law and Order SVU,
cut it off. You might need to cut that off.
It's so good.
And I have those moments. Look, I will do a marathon, okay?
On TNT, TV, whatever. Mariska's that girl.
Look,
okay? I'm like, Mariska, come save me. But
look, please find me.
Okay.
If anybody gonna find me, let it be Mariska.
That's what I said. Okay? I said, when I moved to New York, I was so, like, prepared. Like, I was like, oh, look at that person. 3 o'clock. There's someone acting crazy. Like, oh, I'm gonna take an Uber. It's 9:45. Like, I was so ready.
I tell my husband all the time, I know how to keep my head on the swivel.
Hello?
Because of SVU.
Period.
Okay?
And Stabler, shout out to you, too. But Mariska, they had it forever. And so, at the end of the day, though, when I noticed I have not moved from my couch in a long time, that if I keep staying there, I'm only choosing sadness. Choosing joy sometimes looks like choosing help. Choosing to get help. Amen. Choosing to show up for yourself.
That's really
choosing
good.
to try again. Even if you only got that mustard seed left of try.
That's all you need.
Try it.
That is all you need. And at the end of the day, as we talk about church people, a lot of people can really just be like, oh, well, look, God is not shocked. He is not confused by how I'm feeling. This did not take him by surprise. He recognizes what is going on. So, number one, remembering that God knows. remembering that even though life is going to life, God is still going to God.
Yeah.
And he's going to keep working it out.
Come on.
So you just got to choose it.
Yeah.
And that is very difficult to do, but that's why we're here.
Yeah. And
finding ways to choose it.
And joy comes in the morning.
Yeah.
And we here in the morning.
Yeah.
Amen. Joy.
Amen.
And here with all
Amen.
the joy. And I hold fast to that on moments where I can't, like maybe it's night.
Yeah.
Maybe that night it's like a couple days.
Yeah.
But joy will come.
It does come in the morning.
If I keep trying, if I keep praying. Even if you only have one prayer.
Yeah.
You have one prayer in your heart. And it's like, Lord help.
Yeah.
Amen.
Look.
That's a prayer.
Joy comes in the morning, so it's time to wake up. Gia, thank you.
Thank you.
You're amazing. I've learned so much from you. I'm so grateful that I get to see you, that I get to say I know